Hi everybody, my name is Malicious. Welcome to the second part of how to add your code to um, StreamElements. I'm going to go through a quick recap since the first video just shows you how to get to Streamlabs, open the editor and stuff. So I'm going to take it a little slower. I'll go through the same steps as the first one and then get right into showing you guys the actual code and how you drop it in. I have code from my previous social cards that will put in there so you can see how it populates into StreamElements. So let's begin. So we're gonna go to StreamElements. Now I'm already signed in. So as you can see, I'm already signed in, but you can sign in with your Twitch, your Facebook, your YouTube, or I think you can log in with just even with Trovo. But you can log in with your regular credentials like an email and password. We'll go to the dashboard. Right here at the dashboard, we're gonna go over to streaming tools and check the overlays. Now I have overlays already, but I'm gonna just do it this way so that people know how to even get into a overlay. As you can see, there's a button on the top right here. If you are a developer and want to submit a widget, they finally put this up here, so now you can actually go through the form of submitting it, and it gives you all the instructions to submitting something that could possibly be put right here for others to share. They have a Discord that allows you to share with other developers, get help from StreamElements developers and everything. So it's pretty cool. I've done it for the widget, so that's pretty amazing. So we're gonna go through the whole steps, like I said. So we're gonna go widgets, pick one. You can create a new overlay or add it to existing. I'm gonna just create a new one. Call it whatever. I'm gonna go over to my overlays, and here it is. I'm gonna go in here. Just taking a little bit. I'm gonna hit step goals, settings, and then the editor, open editor is right here. Now, cool part is you just drop code in here and it does it. In this case, I'm gonna delete all this code that they have because I don't need it because I'm gonna use my own code. Okay, so in the HTML, I have my code in an editor, IO editor. Something like Atom, brackets, anything that has other capabilities like Notepad++ you can also use. So I'm gonna just put my code. First one I'm gonna put is the HTML. Okay, so in the HTML, as you can see, I'm pulling in some fonts, some Bootstrap stuff. Bootstrap is the common library for what does Twitter, does everything for Twitter and how Twitter looks and everything like that. And my style sheet is from a CSS, so it's from this component. And then I created some type of row. That's all more coding terminology, but this is just basic. You can go on the internet and find these types of things, like how to start a HTML page, and it always give you like the straight skeleton of it. So you can always copy that and then get the rest from other people, or look around on how to like implement it. It's pretty easy, especially if you don't know how to code. This would probably be the first steps to doing that. So we're gonna keep copying. Switch over to my style sheet. I'm gonna copy that, and I'm gonna put this in. Now CSS is what styles everything that you have on the elements or the social cards. Everything that makes them look the way they look. Sizes, fonts, colors, everything like that. JavaScript. Let's grab the code for JavaScript. Now the JavaScript is the actual. So here are the elements for my social cards. All the things I need, I basically create what they're gonna be called, how they're gonna be called. Um, this JavaScript, basically JavaScript is what runs everything. So JavaScript is how do I explain this? The code that actually does the work. You tell it how to change things, it automatically does it, pulls stuff, and implements it into your work. So that's what this does. The fields and the data is basically taking those elements, and I have a fields.json. It's taking those elements and show it to what it looks like. So you see in this left-hand side is kind of light because it's behind the frame that we're currently looking at. This right here is what this fields JSON. So basically, the JSON that you create, or the kind of like, it's like a little dictionary or container with all your fields, what the fields have, how, like color settings, like sizes, all of that, and how you want the cards to look like are all what this fields section makes. So like and you can see like the names are very like color picker, follow color, like what that value is, and this is for the badge color, and this is for the badge color, the follow badge color, and the element 2 is a drop down with what type of option you want. You can pick like, hey, this is Facebook, and I'll go through, once this is all set, I'll go through and show you the fields on this left hand side. But then we have data, and data is basically again another JSON, but it's all just like the default values that you want in there when somebody first opens this overlay. And so we're done, and it populated. Here there's some issues with the size, so we're gonna open it up, and you see the cards. You see that the background is all transparent, and you see that the cards are populating. And so we'll go through. So the first card is Facebook, and we can change this and say I want YouTube, and it changed to a YouTube logo, or TikTok. The TikTok one is extremely small. That's just because of the library we're using. We would have to change the library to figure out what the problem with that is. Instagram, so it populates Instagram, and then here you put how much they average, or what your number of followers is estimated on each platform, so people can see your platform. And then you can actually change the colors here. So if I want like a fuchsia pink thing, you can actually start seeing some of these things change. I'm gonna just pick, as you can see, the background of the thing change. So, and so on and so forth, the same thing. All of this is, all those fields, that field JSON that you saw, literally this right here is all of that we're doing here. The color picker, like all of that is this right here. And so that says what sets that. And that's basically how you add your code to StreamElements. I mean, so this is kind of cool because there's not that many places that allow you to do this. Yeah, like Streamlabs and other places say, hey, switch your code here. But that you actively see it and can change it like rapidly and preview it and all of that, you can't, right? It's extremely difficult to find a place in there unless you're like a super developer. Unless you're like a real full-blown developer that know your code, know how it looks. Tools like Atom, tools like Brackets, Notepad++ usually have plugins that you can download that allow you to preview it on your web browser as you're coding. So those are things that you can use. But this is easy peasy for those who are trying to DIY. A lot of times, like, you can find something that you're trying to do, and then look at somebody's code and see that functionality, and kind of take that same algorithm and place it in yours, and then do whatever else you need to do and get it to work the same way, right? Obviously, you always want to give credit where credit is due. But the world of coding is all built right on top of each other. People sharing code, algorithms to do this. Most of my experience is in command line tools and building tools on the command line. So JavaScript and building these things like this with HTML, CSS was completely a challenge for me. But I took it on and did something just to see if I could do it. I'm more interested in it now, but I just don't have the time. I figured I'd give some tips and tricks and a quick tutorial on what I've done and some of the things I've done. So if you like these videos, please subscribe, comment, tell me if you like it or not. If there's other things that you guys are interested in, let me know. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You guys have a good night. And that's the end of part 2.